Welcome back to week 2 of the Route 1 football podcast. I'm joined by Ryan.
Yo.
And Jake.
Yo.
We've returned. We've managed to get ourselves organised and come back for another week of our Premier League based podcast. We've got plenty to talk about this week, but I think I want to ask, what have you two been up to in the last week?
Busy weekend. Liverpool United.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot to be honest.
Not a lot.
Yeah, just chilling, man.
Yeah, we had our team bonding night out on Friday night.
Yeah,
I think,
pretty good.
The less said about that, the better.
Yeah, still feeling sore from it, to be honest.
I thought I was going to be hosting the podcast on my own at one point. But yeah, I went down to Marine, the local non-league team, on Saturday. Got myself out of bed. Bit of non-league football. I quite enjoyed it. They won 3-1.
Oh.
Might have to go down there again. We should all of us should get down there. It's quite a...
Do you know what? Camel Airs is a good shout as well
Yeah.
when they start playing.
Yeah, but I feel like I interviewed the CEO, didn't I?
Yeah.
He was pretty
Annoyed.
annoyed. Yeah. He was pretty annoyed that we'd gone down to Camel Airs the week before.
Yeah.
He wasn't
really?
He wasn't happy, yeah.
Oh, right.
So maybe we should be a bit more loyal.
To be fair, I had a nice weekend lying for a change.
Yeah.
No grassroots football this morning, on the Saturday morning for a
you had
change.
your game called
Good
off,
stuff.
didn't you? Yeah, I think let's get on. We've got plenty to talk about. I think Ryan's got a quiz for us this week.
Yep.
Christ almighty.
We're doing it now.
Over to you, Ryan.
Straight into the quiz.
Straight in.
Ooh, got a tasty lineup this week. First round of this week's quiz. Well, I won last week's quiz, just like to remind Jake. So that's
1-0.
1-0 at the moment.
I still think VAR should have been called in question there, to be honest.
Well, it's a new week, so let's say you're whinging. Chance to get a point back
Repeat
here.
that, sorry, please, mate.
What?
Repeat that, please.
Right, hot potato was for first round. I'll explain the rules briefly to you. I'm going to ask you a question and you go back and forth with each other. There's a bit of a time limit, as in you can't take the piss when you're answering.
Okay.
But as soon as you get one wrong, that's you out. So be careful with your answers.
Okay.
We all understand?
So you get one wrong, you're out.
Yeah, one wrong, you're out.
Brutal.
3 questions in each round. But obviously, if someone wins 2 rounds, we'll go on to the next. So on. So. Right, so first question. All clubs to win the league title. Olly, you start.
Wait, Premier League?
Well, all Premier clubs to win the English league title. As in...
Is that including like the old...
Yeah, including...
Ooh, nice little bit of feedback there.
Yeah.
That including the old League One as well? Like Division 1, sorry?
Yeah.
Oh, Christ, okay.
I'm scared I'm going to get one wrong.
So, right, Olly, you begin.
United.
Liverpool.
Chelsea.
Man City.
Arsenal.
Blackburn.
Aston Villa.
Notts Forest.
Tottenham.
Yeah.
Leicester.
Yeah.
Time limit on this or?
Yeah, no, he's up.
Tick tock, tick tock.
Watford.
No. Watford.
Come on,
Did you have
now.
any more, Jake?
I had Everton.
Yeah.
I was going to just start guessing after that, to be honest.
Some for his Leeds,
Yeah.
I was going to say Leeds. I really didn't think they had.
Newcastle, West Brom, both Sheffield clubs, Sunderland.
Sheffield? Like, wow.
Oh, back in the
That's harder than you
days.
think. That there's not as many as you think.
West Ham, maybe?
West Ham haven't.
Yeah, I didn't know West Ham
surprised me.
Okay.
Well, that's 1-0 Jake, and the next one is all clubs to win the Champions League / European Cup.
Oh.
And Jake, you begin this time.
Okay. Liverpool.
Barcelona.
Real Madrid.
United.
Chelsea.
Juventus.
AC Milan.
Inter Milan.
Why can't I not think? Red Star Belgrade.
Bayern.
Aston Villa.
Porto.
Notts Forest.
PSG.
No.
Oh,
Come on.
Poor effort, doggy. Expected better, not going to lie. Who did you miss? There was PSV, Benfica.
Leon.
Nah, no Leon. Celtic.
Marseille.
Marseille, yeah.
Fair few.
Feyenoord,
Hamburg.
Hamburg Star, and Dortmund. That's the last team.
No.
Yeah.
It's the pressure. Pressure gets to me.
First round goes to Mr. Barr.
Fucking come on, man.
He's back on form this week.
Fuck you, right?
Right. Next round. This is a tasty one. I put some time into this. Who am I?
Oh.
I feel like Ollie's going to smash me on this.
And for first round, it's for 3 points. If you get it first time, 3 points. Second clue, 2 points. Third clue, 1 point.
Okay.
Simple. Right, so the first one is I have played with Shinji Kagawa, Steven Gerrard, and Brad Friedel. First one to buzz in answers, by the way.
Wait, can you repeat that, sorry?
Shinji Kagawa, Steven Gerrard, and Brad Friedel.
If we guess it wrong, what happens?
But just you're frozen out. Probably should explain
Frozen
this
out,
beforehand. Yeah.
Okay.
But you get a guess as soon as I say on you. Next
So
clue.
Kagawa, Friedel, and
Steven Gerrard.
Gerrard. Okay.
You have nothing to lose really, so you may as well just
Oh, you're frozen out for this point.
just frozen out as in for this clue. As soon as I say the next
I'm
clue.
going to say Michael Carrick.
Michael Carr. I need a buzz in.
What?
Buzz in.
Buzz.
No.
Michael Owen.
No. Right. Next clue. I'm currently captain of a Premier League club and have 39 caps for my country. Any takers?
Buzz. Johnny Evans.
No.
Didn't think he was captain of Leicester, but
I think it's gettable with this clue. Think about it. Shinji Kagawa, Gerrard, and Brad Friedel.
Captain of a Premier League club.
Just give it a star in the dog.
Connor Cody.
No.
No. Why? Why am I even saying
Fingers on the buzzers because I'm pretty sure you're going to get it straight away with this clue. Famously, a bird once shot in my mouth.
Buzz. Ashley Young.
Yeah.
Should have got that.
yeah,
I
I really should have got it.
completely forgot he's captain. That's a
Yeah,
disgrace that
yeah.
he is captain of Man United. You know.
As soon as you said captain of a Premier League club, I assumed it was a small club.
Yeah, so do I. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
get in.
Well, you're on form now. Right,
That's
second player. 3 points. I have played with Virgil van Dijk, James Milner, and John Flanagan, but none of them at Liverpool.
Can you repeat that, please?
I have played with Van Dijk, James Milner, and John Flanagan, but I've never played with any of them at Liverpool.
Stephen Davis. Buzz.
Yeah, bang.
Yes!
Where did he play with John Flanagan?
Rangers.
Rangers now.
Oh, fuck.
I didn't expect
Fair
you to get
play.
it after.
Fair fucking play.
Yeah.
I just thought John Flanagan, where's he played other than Rangers?
I didn't even know Stephen
So I
Davis
knew
was
it'd
at
be
Rangers.
Rangers.
Seriously.
Oh, boom. Back in the game. 3-1 at the moment. Last one of Who Am I? For 3 points. Jake, you can only... Yeah, to win this round, you need to get this 3 points.
Aren't I already 3-0 up, though?
No, it's 3-1 in this round at the moment.
Oh, right, okay.
Then do you get a point for winning the round?
No, you got 3 points for getting it on first clue,
Okay.
but in the previous one, you got 1 point for getting it on the final clue.
No, but I'm saying because
Like-
we had a first round.
Yeah, but it's not taken into consideration.
Okay, alright.
Wait, so this
Well,
is a separate quiz?
This is a separate round.
Yeah, but what?
I'll explain it after.
Oh,
I'll explain it
yeah,
after. Don't worry,
It's
don't
not
worry.
well worked. This is it.
You're not getting fucked over. Don't worry. Don't worry. Right. First clue. I have played with John O'Shea, Peter Odemwingie, and Mikel Arteta.
Say that again, please.
John O'Shea, Peter Odemwingie, and Mikel Arteta.
One more time, please.
O'Shea, Odemwingie, Arteta.
Buzz.
Yes.
Victor Anichebe.
No
Boom.
way. No
Come
way.
on.
No way.
Fair
Fucking
play.
Come on.
Yeah, boom. You take the whole, not just for round, but the whole game.
Hey.
To announce who Jake's winner of this week.
Hey, it's been a fucking drubbing as well.
Do you want to play for last round for fun, just to see if he can clean sweep?
Yeah, go on then.
It's just quite basic. It's close.
I apologise, guys. I will turn my phone to silence.
Sorry, yeah, go
Hold on
on.
one sec.
Really.
Yeah, go on.
Right. Who can get the closest amount of goals, if you know what I mean? Same as last week. I name a player, you tell me how many.
Is Ollie just
goals
playing
he
for
scored.
Pride at this point?
Yeah.
Oh, what a shame.
You can make it a clean sweep, Jake. Right. First player, Morten Gams Patterson.
How many goals he scored?
Yeah. I'll let Augie go first.
Is this just Premier League?
Premier League goals only.
Okay.
27.
On Jake.
13.
Augie's closer. 34.
Wow.
44.
Okay.
The bagsman.
Next player, Roy Keane. Jake, you can start.
I'm going to say 24. Wasn't really a bagsman like that, I don't think.
31.
Augie wins again. 39.
Whew.
So he salvaged
He
the
scored
point.
more than you think. He's one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose.
You salvaged a round, but Jake is winner overall, so that's...
I'm disappointed in myself.
Pats
I'm
on the
not gonna lie.
shoulders, alright, boys.
I am disappointed.
You pulled it out with Stephen Davis, but...
Victor Anichebe, you know.
Oof,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Got to perform better under pressure, Anna.
I like that who am I round. I think it's,
Yeah.
it's a nice feature.
Standard United fan, really, innit? Pressure's on.
So yeah, do you want to move on to talk about the football from the weekend?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So the big one, it's obviously going to have to be
Yeah.
United Liverpool.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, what are your thoughts?
I mean, we were terrible. Like, we were objectively terrible for 3/4 of that game. Like, honestly, I think after the final whistle went, I think you should have been disappointed you didn't come away with more.
Yeah, I was.
Like, we were really poor. But, saying that, I mean, you actually look at the way the game went in terms of the chances and the way the goals went in. We should have won that game as well. It's a weird one.
Yeah, well, I think before the game I'd have taken a draw. Shout out, I predicted a draw, just saying. Predicted a 1-0 draw, we'll come to that at the end. But, yeah, before the game I'd have taken a point, but when it got to sort of the 75th minute, 80th minute, I was thinking, right, we should hold out here, we've done so well. And in the end, I was absolutely gutted when Lallana's snuck in at the back post and scored.
He's like the forgotten man, him, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like, where has he been for the past season?
It's out of favour,
Yeah,
really.
out of favour.
I mean, injured as well, but like,
Well, you say out of favour. I feel like Klopp really likes him for how good he is. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
like,
around for a
overrates him.
reason. He's
Yeah.
around for
Yeah.
a reason. Like.
anyway, I just think United. It would have been such a good confidence boost for United if we'd held out and beaten you 1-0. It'd been like massive game, massive rivalry, and we've beaten you 1-0. Like, but at the end of the day, it's just another draw. It's 2 drop points. Like, obviously, I didn't expect us to beat you, but it is 2 drop points, and we're in what are we, 14th, 15th,
yeah.
and that could have been a turning point in the season if we'd held out, beaten sort of our biggest rivals 1-0 as underdogs, and we could have pushed on from there. But I feel like everyone's heads went down after that goal's gone in, and we're not going to have taken as much positives from it as we could have done.
I think, to be honest, whatever Klopp did at half time in terms of the change of tactics really helped. I mean,
Yeah.
you could see that what was happening in the first half, we could not do anything. We
No.
weren't creating. Hughes did very well to close us down when we were trying to play out, and it just seemed to be. I think most of the possession in the first half was in our half, but with us. And I think the tweaks he made, I think he changed us to a 4-2-3-1, and you could see from the start, from the start of the second half, Hughes looked a little bit confused about what had happened.
Yeah.
But then even the changes, well, I mean, Keita comes on, Chamberlain, and obviously Lallana who gets the goal as well. I think that shows like the difference in class in terms of the two managers. I mean, you've got one fella who is obviously, he's seen a problem with his team and changed it, and then you've got Ollie who isn't as experienced, and I think it's just
Well, I think shout out to Solskjaer, to be fair, for the way he's set up.
I'd agree with that.
If we'd gone with the same formations we've been playing recently, we'd have been picked apart. But he's gone for sort of a 5-2-1-2 almost, with Pereira in sort of number 10 role with Rashford and James up front.
I think Pereira is very good.
Yeah, I've been critical of him, but he did play well. Again, I still think he can do more in the final third, but it's probably one of his better performances for United.
Yeah. What really upset me about the match was United seemed a lot more up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly think we went into it a little bit too complacent, to be honest.
Yeah, but you can see before the match as well, Solskjaer was talking about how big a match it was and all.
We were playing it down, weren't we?
Yeah, but what really annoyed me is the fact, like, fair enough for Solskjaer picking it up and all, and I know Liverpool are like in the better place at the moment, so maybe it was a bigger game for United. But at the same time, growing up whenever we were younger, United were always the dominant side, and Liverpool might have looked at it as a bigger game, and like they should be more up for it. But growing up, United were still the dominant team.
Yeah.
Like they were just as up for it whenever they were on top. So Liverpool have no excuse really. I was fuming with the first half. I was like, it's all well and good winning 15 games in a row, but United away, you have to be up for it. Have to be, and they just weren't.
Do you know what? I honestly think that a lot of it, the occasion might have got to him a little bit, because it's obviously, this could have been, I mean, it potentially was a massive banana peel for us. You come up against the side that, I mean, when was the last time we won at Old Trafford?
But all of those players have played in Champions League finals, and also you need to be up for it.
It's one of them, though, we don't win at Old Trafford. I mean, I was stupid even thinking...
Will we ever get a better chance to break for Hoodoo?
Possibly.
I love it that it absolutely wrestled you. That even you've won, how many was it in a row?
How many what?
I mean,
how
it's
many
not
games
rattled
did
me
you win
too
in a
much.
row?
Oh, 15.
15, and you've come to Old Trafford and you've still got rattled, and we're in the bottom half of the league.
You know what, fair enough.
It's the little victories for you at the minute, though, isn't it?
Well,
It really
you've got
is.
to take the little things, haven't you? I thought I should talk about
I was
VAR.
I was literally about to mention that. I want your
Was it a
opinions.
foul?
Was it a foul, Ollie? I don't know. Don't be looking through this through the United tinted goggles. Was it a foul?
I don't think it was. I think if that's in the box, it's not a penalty. And
Really?
No, I don't think it is.
Really?
He's gone down. It's one of them where there's contact, but because of how theatrically he's gone down, that's ruined his chances of getting a free kick.
But then it's a case of if he'd have stayed in his feet, there was contact there. Who was it that made the actual foul? Was it Lindelof? He's got nowhere near the ball. I mean, granted, the touch wasn't excessive. It wasn't excessive in the terms of it wasn't like he shoved into him, used brute force. But he's made an attempt to get the ball and he's kicked him. Now, for me, if he doesn't go down, he's got even less chance of getting the foul. So it's kind of, there's got to be some. I don't know. I just think the whole way VAR looks.
I just think the way Origi's gone down, he's held the wrong leg. Can I just point out? Like
there's one image of
he was
that.
obvious. Well, he did though. If you watch the clip, he did. I think he was just trying to buy a free kick, and it's just not come off for him. I think it's one of them. If that happens and he gets the free kick, you don't even think twice about it. You think, a bit soft, but you move on. Liverpool get a free kick.
100
Good centre forward play
happen
from
like that a
Origi.
game, or 100 fouls are given. But
I just think the fact that VAR still hasn't overturned anything like that.
the bar is so high.
It doesn't make sense to me. What is it there for?
But then again, VAR was initially brought in to stop incidents such as Terry Henry handball.
That's not clear and obvious. And like the Aubameyang offside against United the other week, that could have been disallowed because of the linesman, but VAR overturned it.
But is that not clear and obvious though?
No, it wasn't. Because we're arguing about it, so it can't be clear and obvious. We weren't arguing about the Aubameyang one because that's
but what I'm saying is would that be given as a foul? I think everyone in that punditry studio on the weekend said that is a foul.
But I don't think the foul was clear and obvious, I'm not going to lie.
I don't know.
But one thing which I kind of got me thinking is, who was referee? Martin Atkinson?
Yeah.
Do you think the reason he didn't give it was because he knew VAR was an option? So that if a goal did stand, he would be looked back?
I don't think so. No. On the halfway line, at that point, it wasn't. He couldn't have foreseen a goal coming from that.
Yeah. So
I mean, realistically, I still think we should have defended the actual goal better. I think the fact that it was such a quick turnover of play, and they managed to score within 5 seconds of winning the ball back there.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless of whether it was a foul or not, which I mean, I'd still argue that it is. We should have done a lot better. I mean, to be fair to Rashford, it's the most movement I've seen out of him inside the box in a long time. So, he's done Matip in there and the ball from James was good. So it's
very good ball.
But then, I mean, to be fair, VAR was done right. I mean, as much as it hurts me to say, like, obviously, you know, the Mane disallowed goal, that is VAR done right.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, under the new laws where if it does hit your hand and it results in a goal, it is okay. But even so, though, I mean, I want your opinion on this. With the new handball rule, because obviously, I mean, it was a big thing at the start of the season. What do you think of it?
Oh, no, I think it's wrong that everyone says it's
Yeah.
that a defender can handball it in the box, but if it's not intentional, it's play on. But if an attacker does it, it's immediately goal ruled out.
Surely, I mean, the old adage used to be, you know, advantage to the attacker, wasn't it, as well? So it's kind of it's going against that. But no, I mean, I agree with you as well. Like, I think I look at that goal and I'm like, you know, he's not deliberately used his hand to gain an advantage. And where else he meant to put it?
Yeah, I know.
You know, it's like the Lorente one in the Champions League last year, which didn't get disallowed because obviously the rule change wasn't included in the Champions League. But, you know, what? Like, he's not made a movement with his arm. And, you know, at the end of the day, like, what is a natural position for an arm?
Yeah.
Unless he's flaying it out to one side or, you know, kind of like making a movement towards the ball, I don't see... I don't know. I think it's so harsh now.
Yeah, I think what VAR's done is just sort of highlighted how sort of not black and white the rules in football are, but how they're so up for interpretation. Now it's so hard to just be consistent as a referee, or as anyone even looking in to be consistent with how it's refereed.
Do you know what? Being completely honest, I don't understand why that fella in the middle of the pitch gets all, like, you know, why he's still got so much power. If we've got the use of all these cameras with the VAR in use, why is it not being refed from the videos? And the fella in the middle of the pitch is just there to keep peace. Because he can't get a good enough view of it.
How much would that slow it down?
Yeah.
If everything was refereed by that.
No, I mean, you look how quick it is in rugby. It's
it
pretty much
should
an
be
instant
quicker.
thing.
No, it should be quicker, but rugby, the referee still has a lot of power.
What I would say is, you know, the way that obviously he gets a little buzz in his ear. It's kind of, I'm talking like the big decisions. So I'm talking to you, sort of, I don't understand why he needs to have a say. Because it kind of, to me, it's like, well, if he doesn't have a good enough view of it, and there's always kind of controversy around it, like, oh, should I go to VAR? Do I need to listen to him?
But then again,
there's so much kind of, like you said, it's open to interpretation. If you've got someone there with like an eagle eye who can see all these angles within about 5 seconds and make that decision then, you know, I mean, he can give all the nitty gritty fouls and all that kind of shit. But I don't know. It shouldn't be a case of the referee shouldn't be a factor.
But then again, for example, for foul in the Liverpool United match, right? Who decides? You don't want a referee. Who do you want to decide whether it's a foul or not?
Honestly, if VAR wasn't such a big thing, no one would be talking about that foul. I'd say that for a fact.
Well, how do you want to decide if that's a foul or not?
I think stuff like that should...
Well, you think no one would be talking about that if there was no VAR?
I honestly don't think so, no.
Or you think Liverpool fans would have just been happy with it and just let it go?
I think they'd have been pissed off saying it was a foul, but it's the whole thing of, with VAR being so prevalent now, everyone's calling for why has it not been checked.
Do you know what did annoy me? That they, at half-time, all they were talking about was VAR. They didn't even look at the goal. They had one brief look at James's cross to Rashford.
Yeah.
Didn't speak about Rashford's movement, James's cross. It was just all about VAR.
But that's because it's the big issue.
Yeah. Well, Jake, how do you want to decide if that's a foul or not?
Honestly, for that situation there, I think it should have just been down to the referee. I don't know. Listen to what I'm saying, right? Listen to what I'm saying. So I'm saying, I think that situation there, I think the reason VAR, with VAR being brought in, it's made it a thing. Now,
well, what about disputable penalties? Who do you want to decide if it's a foul or not?
But that is like a goal scoring opportunity. The actual, like we said, we lost the ball on the halfway line.
I know, but I'm just saying for disputable penalties, who do you want to decide whether it's a penalty or not?
That should be down to the VAR.
But how can they decide if it's disputable?
Because
some people say it is a penalty, some people it's not. And
they should have one referee there who can actually see all the angles of it. Because you got to look at it. The referee who's on the pitch can't see it, or can't always see it clearly. I think for decisions like that, yeah. But I mean, you know, for fouls in the middle of the pitch, I don't think it. And you know, for likes of offsides, penalties, like the big game-changing decisions like that, where it's right in the final third and it's, you know, really hard to make a clear judgment from on the pitch, then yeah, I think it should be used. Yeah, it's great for the offsides.
I'd like for it to be... Well, is it great for the offsides? Because then...
Yeah, I think I'm happy with
it's one of them, the clear-cut ones, yeah, but the ones where it is literally millimetres and it depends on how... where they pause it when he's striking the ball.
Can you really complain against it? Because technically, offside is offside.
Yeah, but it's the point where they can't decide or you pause at a point where the passer's striking the ball, it's to a frame where do you move it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, where do you pause the video?
Well, that is something they need to
literally
decide
millimeters.
on. Yeah. But, I mean, in the same way, though, it is pretty
There
much...
should be almost some sort of snickometer technology for that.
Snickometer?
Like in cricket. Like,
Never
so
heard
they
that
know,
word
they
before.
know, maybe some little implant in the player's boot, so they
Yeah.
know exactly when there's no more contact between
Yeah.
the boot and the ball, so that's when the pass is played.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
that's where they pause the video.
Definitely.
I mean, that didn't even happen in this game when we're talking about it. So.
Well, if there's other incidents that weekend,
Yeah,
Yeah,
should
I
we
mean-
move on to some other
Yeah, I
games?
really don't want to talk about that game anymore. It pissed me off.
move on to Spurs versus a VAR incident net. Dele Alli, was it a handball? Should it have been ruled out? Personally, I don't think
No.
so.
No, I don't think it was.
I thought it was a shoulder.
Yeah.
I think that one there was definitely. I mean, he's made a movement towards it, but I mean, from where I'm looking at, it's
it's
definitely hit his shoulder.
I think it's shoulder.
To be honest, I'm more impressed he scored. He's been absolutely terrible.
Again, that's
So,
another one where it's not clear and obvious that it was his arm.
What about Fapal, the incident earlier on? Danny
What, the
Rosa.
Delafeu one? How's that not
yeah.
been given? How?
The Delafeu one?
Where he's hooked his leg?
Was not Pereira?
No, was it
Yeah,
that?
no, it was Delafeu, yeah.
Yeah, where he's running down the line and then Vertonghen, I think it was.
No,
just-
Danny Rose, wasn't it? Or it was Vertonghen, sorry.
Yeah,
yeah,
where he's kind of made the tackle and then he's hooked his leg round after it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, for me, he's made 2 attempts to get the ball, not touched him once. Sorry, not touched the ball once and tripped him.
Yeah, I thought that was blatant. penalty.
Yeah.
I don't know what they need.
But I don't even think that's VAR's fault. I think that's referee's fault.
I agree with that. I think
Yeah.
whoever's actually... well, do you know what, though? Isn't it normally like less experienced refs that are using VAR?
Yeah, I don't know. I
What is
wish
the
it was
point?
more transparent. Like, I wish it was like rugby where
It has to improve.
they
in
speak
future.
to the referee and you hear them say, right,
Yeah.
I'm looking at this foul. Vertonghen's caught his leg. He's caught Delafeu's leg. Do I want to award a penalty? And the ref goes, yeah, I'm happy to award a penalty.
Yeah.
And they give it.
Yeah.
I don't see
Definitely.
what their thought process was that wasn't a penalty.
It's so mismatched. It's just... It doesn't...
I hate it.
Yeah.
I've never been a fan.
It's just...
I don't...
It's like they've
Oh.
put it in a few years before it's ready.
Yeah. It should have been trialled a lot longer. Like, it's not ready for the Premier League.
They
right
literally,
now.
all the questions that should have been asked before are getting raised now when it's in play, having an effect.
Yeah,
Like the offside thing, that should have been sorted out way
It's
before.
been trialled in other leagues, and I mean, I think it's the Portuguese league. I'm pretty sure he uses it very well. It's really quick and it works well.
Yeah.
But clearly, whatever, like obviously, each VAR has got each governing body of football has a different view on VAR,
Yeah.
and I don't understand why. It should just be transparent in terms of there's a blanket rule for it, which
Yeah.
makes no sense. But I mean, I'm all for technology helping the game, but this doesn't seem to be helping at all. It's
Yeah.
actually raising more issues than it's solving, to be honest.
Well, shall we just briefly mention the other one that I wanted to talk about before we come back and speak about Tottenham? Was the Johnny Evans and Chris Wood one.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't see this.
That is...
Explain to
what's
us what
what's
happened.
happened is a cross has come in and Chris Wood has had a shot, saved by Schmeichel and deflected back off Wood. It's trickling over the goal line and Johnny Evans is ahead of Wood chasing it. And as Johnny Evans goes to clear the ball, he gets a little nick from Wood on his foot and goes down.
All right.
And this allows the goal because it's a foul.
He
on
wasn't
Johnny-
going to reach it anyway.
Yeah, there's no
Seriously?
there is a 1 in 100 chance he might have pulled off the clearance of the season.
Was it
and
for
hooked
F who ruled it out or VAR?
VAR.
Oh, well. Well, yeah.
And again,
But that is annoying because
it
that's
was
not...
such a minimal touch. And
Yeah.
in fairness, it is really clever
but
play
then
from
you-
Johnny Evans.
But then you want to talk about clear and obvious. Is it clear and obvious that that's a foul?
No,
No.
Exactly.
it wasn't. That shouldn't have been.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if a ref had awarded the goal, fair enough. But
Yeah.
since he...
I think Burnley got
It
hard
doesn't
done by
work,
them.
Yeah.
honestly.
Anyway, let's talk about some football.
So, yeah.
Something more upbeat.
So, can we... First off,
do you
can we
want
just
to get
talk
back to Tottenham just in general?
I mean, what did they end up finishing? What was it, 1-1?
1-1.
It's
They
not
were-
great there,
they
is it, at
weren't
the
great.
minute?
They 1-0 down until that alley goal. And they could have quite easily lost to Watford, who are bottom of the league.
Honestly,
I think they were in a worse
I'm
state than
scared
United.
for Poch. I'm scared for Poch. Well, maybe not even Poch. I'm scared for Tottenham fans because I don't think Poch wants to be there much longer the way it's going.
No.
Red Star away and Liverpool away next as well.
It's hard fixtures, that.
Oh, Liverpool struggle to get Red Star away.
Yeah. Telling you that, like, they're going to... I mean, that's really going to test them. It's the
Yeah.
Lions then, you know, like...
I don't know with Tottenham. Like, I feel like something is really amiss, sort of behind the scenes there.
Honestly, do you know what it looks like though? It looks like that squad is just at the end of its kind of cycle. Because you got like all those players there. You got like so that back four for the most part has got
Aging.
but the good players. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The midfield good players. You got like sort of world class players and Kane, Eriksen.
But Eriksen wants to leave.
Even Dele Alli's a class player. Heung-min Son's amazing. And it's like, there's good players there, but I think they've been together too long.
Yeah.
I think something needs to
Need
be
new
freshened up
challenge.
because it's like, the way it's at the minute, they're nowhere near winning the league.
No.
No, not a chance. And they haven't been, I mean, they've come close-ish over the last couple of years, but it's always been like a bit too far for them. They came close in the Champions League last year, but then they don't, I mean, the way it is now, I feel like that's honestly finished them off.
Yeah.
Having such a high point and then coming right back down to reality. I genuinely think Poch needs to go, and I think they need to have a bit of a freshen up.
Yeah. Should we talk about the Burnley? Was that the next Burnley Everton? Burnley Leicester. We briefly mentioned that before. I might as well speak about that. I think Leicester, they are really looking good, aren't they? Like, that's the sort of game you've got to win if you want to be in consideration for top four. And Burnley are a lot better this year.
Yeah.
Now they've not got the Europa League to distract them.
Do you think they can make top four?
Well, I predicted them fifth. I think that's more realistic. I think they've just not quite got enough. But Vardy's still scoring for him. He scored a good header.
Joe, I love for them, no Tielemans.
Yeah.
He's
Did you see his goal?
I didn't see it.
What
no,
a
but
finish!
He's just one of the
rifled one in.
Do you know what he is? He's a footballer. Him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like anyone that appreciates football properly, as like not even just as a fan, as like someone's involved in it. He's just amazing.
He'll be snapped up by
proper
one
classy.
of Europe's elite.
Well, I mean, a few
Could
of
be
them
Barcelona.
players.
He could go Barcelona.
Oh, he
too.
could play
Yeah.
for any team. Like then you got Maddison as well, who's I mean,
I would love United to sign him.
I love Jamie Vardy as well. Always have.
Yeah.
And the right back, Pereira. Oh
Sure
my
what?
God.
class
What a
him,
player.
innit?
all over the park, really. They've got Harvey Barnes, the one who he whips it in for Vardy. He looks like a good player as well.
Schmeichel,
player.
top goalkeeper.
Yeah. All over the
Ben
park.
Chilwell.
Soyuncu.
Chilwell, yeah. All over
For
the park.
defence. Oh.
Indeed, he's class as well. It's like,
Everywhere.
that team.
Leicester winning.
This is what I think. Did I say this last week? I might not have done. I honestly think their team, player for player, is just as good, if not better, than yours.
Oh, yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Well, if you look at it, it's player for player. You should probably have De Gea over Schmeichel on reputation.
I'd take Pereira.
Wan-Bissaka Pereira is probably about even, I'd say. I wouldn't say there's one or the other you could definitely say is better.
I think Maguire
You'd have
gets
Maguire.
in, but then Evans gets in.
Evans gets in over Lindelof.
Chilwell gets in.
Chilwell gets
I
in.
think Indeed he gets in.
Yeah.
I think the two midfielders get in because I mean Pogba might have a shot, but even then I'm like,
Pogba would get it.
Tielemans and Maddison are better than anything United have got.
And then I mean going forward, Vardy.
I'd stick Vardy in.
Yeah, Vardy definitely gets in.
Yeah.
The team.
Whoa.
I mean, Jose Perez is a good player as well.
No,
They got-
he's not getting United.
I don't think he get. I mean, you say that he's not exactly
No,
sure
I'm,
for
I'm
choice.
not having that. That's too far. Jose Perez is not better than what United are.
Harvey Barnes.
Yeah, but he's not as good as.
He makes the
Rashford.
subs bench.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but
what was next, Ryan? What do you next want to talk
I
about?
mean,
Take a wee look here.
Sheffield United beat Arsenal last night as well.
Yeah.
I haven't even mentioned that.
Yeah. Oh,
They are class.
what a team!
Emery. What do we think of them?
I don't know. There's a lot of the Arsenal fans aren't sold by him. I'll tell you that. I think, by the sounds of it, because obviously I don't watch Arsenal week in week out, but he just doesn't play his best team. Like Xhaka's starting, Torreira doesn't always get in, Rob Holding doesn't start at centre back.
Lacazette don't always start either.
I think he's been injured.
No, but even when he's fit,
Yeah,
last
he
season
doesn't
he wasn't
always
always
start.
starting, which is baffling to me.
And yeah, I just think he doesn't. I don't know. He just doesn't seem to have a style that he's managed to implement yet.
Yeah.
Similar to Solskjaer at United, there's no obvious style that Emery's playing, and they just look a bit disjointed. And teams like Sheffield United, they punish you for that. And Sheffield United are top. Actually, really are. Top. They're up to 9th now, I think. What a start!
It's fearlessness, isn't it? Though it's like I don't remember the last Premier League team that came up and just played with like this lack of like
Fear.
against top teams.
Yeah.
No, but even Wolves, they weren't like Wolves play good football, but the way the Sheffield United play is so different. It's like
I think for Wales' example, we kind of half expected them because they had a good squad, but
exactly no one expected this at Sheffield United. Sorry,
Yeah.
it is just mad.
And Nicholas Pepe, see his miss.
Yeah.
I
think he will come good.
Yeah, he does look like he's got.
He's a very nearly player, isn't he?
Yeah.
He looks like there's something there, but
he could come good. You've got to think like the way he plays, sort of like beating a man.
Yeah.
That's going to be so much harder in the Premier League, where you've got so much less time, less space, playing against better defenders than in League.
I think he'll come good.
Where you've got so much time. If you watch his bit of a classic, but if you watch his highlights reel in League One, it just looks so easy for him. And I think,
to be fair,
he's just got to get used to the physicality and the less time you get in the Premier League.
I still wish Liverpool had taken a pop on him after looking at him last season.
Yeah.
Imagine him coming in for someone like Salah. When, obviously, like at the weekend when he was injured.
He would have been perfect.
He'd have been perfect.
United game example.
Because Origi's not a bad player, do you know what I mean? But he doesn't offer you the same stuff.
I love Origi, but you look at him in the starting 11, you're like,
Yeah.
I honestly think he's better. He's like an impact player, isn't he? But
I think we'll see with Pepe at the end of the season.
yeah.
I'll predict him the second half of the season, he'll come good.
Yeah, I think he will.
What other games are on this weekend?
Well,
Everton, West Ham.
Yeah, Marco Silva.
Did you see Sigurdsson's goal? Oh my
Goal of the
word!
week.
He's always got that in his locker, hasn't he? Sigurdsson.
Oh my word! It's the way it was so casual.
Yeah.
Like he sat the player down and just went, "Do you know what? This is going top corner."
Everton were all over him. I mean, I feel like we praised West Ham last week, but Everton looked far better than West Ham.
They needed to win.
They needed it, yeah.
Really
They're obviously still fighting for silver, otherwise that's the sort of game they just go out and lose.
To be fair, one thing's getting result, like you say, for performance. Whenever if a players are given that performance, it's good to see.
Yeah. I think maybe he still has got a future. I sort of slagged him off a bit last week, I think. Or if not, I have slagged him off in the past. Not saying he's maybe not as top level manager as people think, but if he gets given time, he might still turn it around. And it would be good to see.
I still think he'll go.
You don't like seeing managers getting sacked willy-nilly.
I still think he'll go.
We'll have to see if he can continue.
Yeah, I think he'll go before the
That's the
season's
problem. That's the problem with Everton. I think they're so inconsistent. They'll beat West Ham, who are a good side, very good side actually this year. And then next week, who have they got next week? I'm going to have a look. I can just see him coming in next week and just having such a disappointing result. And then they'll be back to square one again. Yeah, away at Brighton. Watch them draw that or have like a boring 0-0 away at Brighton.
Do you know what it is? And I think I said it last week. They don't have a goal scorer.
Yeah.
They've got players that have got, they've got a lot of creative players. And they've got a lot of players that, could be good in a better side. But I just think, imagine that, like I said, imagine them with, still having Lukaku or, having a Vardy, for example.
Yeah. Charlie Nicholas talked about it on Sky Sports about why didn't they go in for Sebastian Haller?
I think I said this last week, didn't I?
Oh, why didn't they go in?
Yeah. Did I not say this last week? He would suit them down to a T. I think he's a great little signing from West Ham.
That's the sort of striker that I think I said last week about them signing Moise Keane, and he's sort of a luxury young player that maybe wasn't at the right time for him. They maybe should have invested that money in someone like Haller, whatever you say.
Do you know what it is kind of nice to see though? I mean, even speaking as a Liverpool fan, like Tom Davis now getting a bit of game time because Marco Silva was massively praising him after the game.
Yeah.
And he's I remember when he first came through. I mean, that game against City, I think was it his debut, one of his first games for Everton.
Oh, I tore from apart.
Where he absolutely rinsed them, and it was like I've not really heard much of him since.
No, I think he's just sort of stagnated.
It was his first start of the season this weekend.
But do you know what? I'd want him to come good because he looked a good player.
I think he had a really good game for the England under-21s in midweek.
I think he did.
So if he could kick on, that'll be a big bonus for him.
Ketwick, Kaiser.
We haven't spoke about City yet, have we? Your rivals. What are your thoughts on them bouncing back? Six points in it now.
Just standard.
Bottling it again.
What was the result?
2-0.
Who did they play?
Palace away.
I mean, they were never going to lose that, were they?
Did you see Ederson's saves?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've been hesitant to call Ederson world class because of them sort of saves, the saves that you just shouldn't make. But he's world class.
For one against Bantaki's header.
Yeah.
Whoa.
What tipped it onto the bar? Woohoo!
I mean, realistically, they're not going to drop probably many more points this season.
No.
So it's like, I mean, yeah, they had a couple poor results recently, but they're always going to come back.
Yeah, they always bounce back from having a loss. Pep Guardiola he will never have them lose 2 in a row unless something really bad is going on. Like, you've seen it when they lost to Norwich.
And then
Bounced
straight
back and
yeah.
thumped. I can't remember, they thumped someone.
8-0. Watford, was it?
Yeah,
It was Watford. Slapped Watford 8-0.
Oh.
Didn't score as many against Crystal Palace, but they're a good side. They could have had a goal through Benteke. I think City should have had a penalty in that game as well.
Oh yeah.
It's wishful
Zaha
thinking.
on. It was Zaha on.
It's wishful thinking asking Benteke to score, though, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Bang average striker.
He's not even bang average no more. He is poor.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know whatever happened to him at Liverpool. Like,
He's on
he's never
silly
been the
wages
same.
at Crystal Palace as well.
Yeah,
It makes no sense why they still employ him.
Because they can't get him off the books.
and they won't. What, Zaha?
No, Benteke.
Oh yeah. I thought you were talking about Zaha. I was like,
No.
why would they? Why
No.
wouldn't they employ him?
Nah,
Yeah.
Benteke is just.
Yeah.
But,
Newcastle, Chelsea, Newcastle.
It was only 1-0, but they were dominant throughout.
Yeah.
It was
Do you know
a
what?
case of when
Some of the defending from Newcastle, I mean, obviously, they ended up losing the game, didn't they? But
Yeah.
Fabian
did
Schär.
you see
Whoa.
that clearance from Tammy
I
Abraham?
really
Oh
rate
my
Fabian
God.
Schär.
Literally, I think you could see the look in Abraham's face. Where he's like, how have I not, like, what's just happened?
Yeah.
Joe's genuinely concerning me, though, in terms of how good he could be. Hudson
Oh
Odoi,
yeah.
Yeah.
He's
He
always
looks-
going to come good.
he looks good, him.
He is an
And,
exciting player.
I'm just thinking now, like, with a season under his belt, like, he's, like, potentially for Chelsea next season, he could be, like, a real kind
Yeah.
of match winner. I mean, even Mason Mount, like,
Yeah,
yesterday.
there's a lot of Tomori as well at the back. He looks like a real player.
Yeah.
Reece James, I don't think Reece
He's not
James
really
will start.
got- yeah.
He doesn't get, but he'll play sort of midweek in the EFL Cup games. But he's another one. There's just so many young.
I mean, even
Yeah, he's on the
Pulisic
bench.
got game time today.
Yeah.
The other day, sorry.
There's just so many good young players about at the moment, and a lot of them are at Chelsea, which
Yeah.
I'm quite jealous of.
Well, I mean, this is what happened when they loan all the players out, wasn't it? Like, how many players did they have on loan at one point?
30 odd, 40 odd.
Like, they had enough to make like a third and fourth team. Mad.
Yeah, credit to Newcastle because they didn't roll over, but
I mean,
it's going to be a long old season for him with Steve Bruce in charge. He's like, you can tell he knows what he's doing, Steve Bruce, obviously, but there's just not a lot of excitement there.
It's a bad position for him because even if they do keep him up,
Yeah.
will he win fans over?
Probably not.
Hard boots to fill whenever Benitez left.
yeah, I don't think. I honestly don't think he'll ever fill them.
Yeah.
Like that. I think that really was like.
But he isn't Geordie, so you can understand why you want.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. But
Aston Villa beat Brighton 2-1. Bit of a... No, it's not particularly...
Last minute winner, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Matt
Jack
Target,
Grealish, what
wasn't
do
it?
we think of him?
I
think-
really
yeah,
like him.
I like him. I think he gets...
Did anyone see Aaron Moore's red card?
Oh, stupid.
Yeah, silly.
Do rate Aaron Moy.
He's a
really
good player, but
really
what
good
was
player,
he
but
doing?
that was just...
He's been booked, and then what was it? Within
It's a
like
couple of
5
minutes,
minutes, he's literally went and scissored him. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know. He must have had
But yeah,
a bet on a first round.
talking about Jack Grealish, I think he's a player, like a
Yeah.
proper player.
He's been in my fantasy team from the start.
He doesn't really. He's not like a goal scorer or like an assist maker, is he at all? But he's just
he's their main man, really.
yeah.
isn't he?
He's a weird one because I'm not sure like what he does, but he looks classy.
Does he deserve an England call-up?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I think
Different
so. Not yet, I don't think. If he continues this sort of form,
Madison would
it's
be
hard
above
to-
him in the packing order. Like,
Yeah.
but
I'd agree with that,
Serves
but
a
I think I think some of the players that have gotten call-ups for England, like there's no reason why.
I just think the problem is there's a lot of good sort of younger wingers at the moment, young wingers and sort of playmakers at the moment
yeah.
that
He's
sort of
honestly-
been pushed down
yeah.
the pecking order. 'cause
has he made a cap yet? No.
No.
No, I'm
He
pretty
declared
sure.
for them, didn't he? But he's not.
Yeah.
I think, to be honest, he's just very unfortunate he doesn't play deeper because I think there's a lot more, a lot more of a lack of options further back. You know what I mean? You look at like so Eric Dyer's still getting into that squad.
Oh, another VAR travesty in this game. Do you see Connor? All right, I'm going to pronounce it wrong. I remember, it's not pronounced like that. I seen a video at the start of the season, him telling a reporter how to pronounce it. It's like Howrian or some weird. It's not how you expect. Anyway,
All right.
Connor, we'll call it Hurian for now. Scored an absolute banger from the edge of the area.
Oh, I did see this.
Yeah, the keeper goes up and
It was soft, that.
yeah, Wesley's gone up with him, dropped it, and it's come out to Hurian, who's absolutely
He didn't touch
top
it.
bins
Yeah.
one from 25 yards.
You'd be fuming, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
if you're
it's
Hurian?
one of them. It does frustrate me how much protection keepers get, because if that's an outfielder going up for a header, that's not even dreamt of being a foul, and he's allowed to use his hands.
I think a lot of it stems from protecting him, because obviously
You've got your arms in the air,
Yeah.
and you don't want to know. But he was.
I completely agree with you. I think it's like
if you're going to give a foul for that, you should ban jumping next to the goalkeeper. Like, it's outrageous. And to rule out a goal like that, it's frustrating. So I'm glad Villa did end up getting a win with Matt Target. 94th minute. Yeah, good win for Villa. Cause
do you know that was Jack Grealish's first
Premier
goal
League goal, yeah.
in the Premier League?
Well, they
I'm
haven't
pretty sure.
First goal at home.
Yeah, first goal at Villa Park. Sorry.
Well, they haven't scored many goals really this season, Villa,
Yeah.
have they? So that's the sort of win they've got.
Yeah,
sort of game they've got to win.
Yeah, especially if they want to stay up. Like,
Yeah. And the only other game, 2 games we haven't talked about. Bournemouth Norwich 0-0.
Norwich have faded away. Like fizzled
Yeah.
out, really.
it was a
Pookie
pretty
hasn't
boring
scored for
game, to be honest.
away.
There wasn't a lot kind of going on.
Yeah, 4 games without a goal for Pookie. It's one of them, like, it always seems to happen. Like, new teams come up, they have a good start, like, look promising, but at the end of the day, they haven't really got the results, and they're second bottom in the league.
Touching on Norwich, I've got another rogue shout for the season. Jamal Lewis.
What about him?
By the end of the season, he will be the best left back outside the top 6.
Outside the top 6.
Outside the top 6.
A bit like the big 6.
Outside the top 7. Sorry, Ben Chilwell was probably a
Oh, okay.
little bit better, but Jamal Lewis, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I can't really think of it. Luca Dean at Everton.
He's a good player.
That's the only one I could really suggest.
By the end of the season, the big clubs will be looking at it. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Possibly, yeah.
Right, I'll give you that. Yeah, 0-0. Bit of a dull game. Can't really report too much on that. Only watch the highlights, and from a 0-0, nothing much happened. So sorry if you're a Bournemouth or a Norwich City fan. And then Wolves 1, Southampton 1. Danny Ings. I really rate Danny Ings. I've got him in my fantasy team.
Well, I mean, Jimenez technically had 3 goals in that game, 2 of them getting disallowed.
Yeah.
Mental.
Um,
Jimenez he's a good striker.
Yeah,
He is.
What a signing that was. But they've obviously had the financial takeover on career mode, haven't they? Wolves shipped a few players in and gone from the Championship to...
Well, I mean, they're basically Portugal's under 21s, aren't they, at the minute?
They have about 40 players. Every time I watch Wolves, they bring another player on it.
Like,
Where
where's
did
he
he
come
sign?
from?
Finagra came on over there. I was like, what?
He's been there for
Yeah,
ages, man.
he's been there for a while.
Sorry, though.
Ings,
Did you see Conor Cody's mistake for the goal?
Yeah, but
Right.
to be fair, that's the first time
God.
I've seen him make a
Yeah.
He's
I mean,
good
to be
for
fair,
him.
who was it playing? Was it Vinagre playing next to him? Who was the centre back playing next to him?
No, Vinagra's the left wing back.
The right back, Vallejo.
Vallejo, yeah.
He nearly cost him a goal early on as well.
Yeah, he looks a bit shaky.
I like Bolly.
Yeah, he's class. But no, I want to say I really like Danny Ings. He's had a few seasons out injured and he never really got going at Liverpool. And now he's had full pre-season under his belt at Southampton. And he's looking like his former self.
Yeah.
Absolutely clinical.
Yeah,
Do
sorry,
you know
Sorry,
what
in that
though?
game.
When he was at Liverpool, I think if he didn't have the injuries he had, I think he could have been a top player now.
Yeah.
I really do.
Remember before
Especially
his big
under Klopp.
injury, he
Yeah.
was scoring a few goals. Scored in Merseyside Derby.
Because I look at the way he plays, he would have been
The English
probably.
Firmino.
I mean, maybe not as technically good,
No.
but I mean, in terms of what you'd want off the ball, and he can finish as well. And he might not be, technically gifted in terms of, the way Firmino has like an eye for a pass. He's a bit of a flair player, but I mean, he's definitely intelligent enough to do that kind of stuff.
Did you see Jimenez's penalty? Was it just me, or did he try and do the Jorginho?
A little bit.
It was a bit of a weird one.
It
It's
was a
like
good
you,
penalty,
it's
though.
like you halfway through his run, he thought, do you know what, I'm going to do a Jorginho, and then sort of half did it, but he still scored anyway. Otherwise, he really would have looked like a knob. Anyway, Ryan, what's next? Is it Champions League?
Champions
I think so. A little bit of a look ahead. So.
Well, I'll let you lead that one because
Yeah, because
We'll get on to you. We'll get on to you.
Get on to Thursday night.
Well, Liverpool come up against Skank away.
I think you said to us before, didn't you, that neither Matip nor Trent have travelled with the squad,
No, but Salah's back in.
which is a massive bonus.
Yeah.
Like, we really missed them against United.
Yeah, but touching on Trent and Mata, in a way, it looks like Gomez and Lovren will both be starting.
I can't get away from the fact that Dejan Lovren's still at the football club. It genuinely baffles me.
Do you not think he's
But
he's a decent squad player?
He's a
Good
fourth-choice
squad.
centre-back.
No, he's a good squad player, but I don't know. I think he's just that last remnant of like Brendan Rodgers era Liverpool, like defenders. In terms, they've all got clangers in them. We shipped out Saka, we shipped out Moreno. Klein can't get near the team. He's that kind of last remnant of,
Is Klein there?
I think Klein's still at the club.
So he went on loan at
He was on loan.
Bournemouth.
I'm pretty sure he's still at the club because he played pre-season games.
Because I don't know, it's just me. Obviously, he's a better player. I don't like seeing Gomez at right back. I just feel like he looks like a centre back at right back.
It's a weird thing because he's an athlete, but it's just he doesn't. I don't think he's
Just
quite
the
as
size of him
comfortable.
and-
Yeah.
He
What
doesn't
was his
seem
very
as
poor in our last Champions League match?
agile.
Who was it that turned around and said was it Soccer Saturday where they said, he's not big enough to be a centre back. He's 6'2". Was it Paul Merson?
I can't remember.
I'm sure it was Paul
Something
Merson.
you
that
would come
turned-
out with.
Me? You taking the piss?
It's hard to tell from Wikipedia whether Klein's still there.
I mean, it says he's at.
It says he's at Bournemouth. I know Liverpool. Yeah, it was just for the rest of 2019. He was at Bournemouth.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's still contracted to us.
So he used to be a good right back for you back in the day, didn't he?
He was all right.
Like,
He couldn't.
I'd have him as a backup right back
Yeah.
instead of I'd rather have. Obviously, I've not seen as much of Liverpool as United, but if I was setting up that team without Matip and Alexander Arnold, I'd have Gomez at centre back and Klein at right back.
I'd agree with that, but I don't know. It's just the fact
Obviously,
that
he's out of favour then. He's out of favour, isn't he? But
I mean, he went AWOL for like a year.
yeah.
I swear that.
Yeah, there was something going on with that, wasn't there?
Yeah, I mean, I swear at one point he was on a reality TV show for an episode as well.
Yeah.
He went fully off the rails. I don't know what the hell happened. To
Yeah,
him,
what all happened? Something else happened.
but there was something to do with. I mean, don't quote me on this, but I'm sure there was something to do with like a drug scandal.
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I think it was tried to kept under wraps by
Yeah,
the club.
I don't know. I mean, that's only
It's
what
all
was rumored.
speculation.
Because nothing ever got released, but that a lot of people speculated that. But yeah, exactly. The Klopp can't explain
Klopp
Klein's
struggled
local
to
absence.
account for the absence of Nathaniel Klein.
Something dodgy was going on with that, to be fair. But
Classic Liverpool.
he was one of them, that like he was good going backwards. 1v1 defending. It was like, honestly, he reminded me a lot of Wan-Bissaka. Really,
Yeah.
really good going the other way. Like a little bit smaller, a little bit less physical, but he didn't really get beat 1v1. But Christ Almighty, he could not play forward. It was literally, it was like watching like a little kid learn how to play football sometimes. 'Cause he couldn't cross a ball, but then he couldn't use his left foot either. It was the most baffling thing. I don't know. I think, to be fair, I've been spoilt now. They're watching Trent play.
Yeah. Anyway,
Like, so good.
what are you thinking about Genk? Is it a must win?
I mean, if we don't beat them, we don't deserve to go through the group
Yeah, I think we need to win.
because it's away, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think we need to put to bed this kind of thing if we don't win away in the Champions League groups.
If Salzburg get a good result against Napoli, I feel like we need to be beaten again.
We need
Yeah.
to be. I think we need to be beating them comfortably.
Yeah, that is a must win. Looking at that table because Salzburg, they've got a win in them.
We
Salzburg,
really do.
and obviously Napoli beat you. So
Like I said, I think we really need to put them to the sword, to be honest, because I'm like, look at the rest of the games we got Salzburg away, which is a tough game. We've got Napoli at home, to be fair, which means still
it's not
a hard
easy.
game. And then obviously Genk have to come to Anfield as well, so it's like,
Those two games against Genk, you've got to blow them.
I think we need 6 points from them 2 games, and after that, it's like, I mean, I'd still expect us.
and goal
to
difference
win,
could come into it
yeah.
because Genk, Salzburg absolutely mashed Genk, didn't they?
Yeah,
So you're on -1 goal difference, and Salzburg are on +3.
Yeah,
so if it comes down to it,
if it comes to equal points, will be
doesn't it go to head first?
yeah, head to head is what I'm saying.
Oh, does it?
But
Yeah.
then again, all Salzburg need is to win by 1 goal
yeah.
against us because Faye got 3 goals to Anfield.
And
Yeah,
then you'll be joining us in the Europa League.
I'd rather go.
And nobody wants it.
I would rather go out the Champions League than go into the Europa League.
No, yeah, I agree.
Then obviously, I mean, City are playing, aren't they?
Yeah, City have got Atalanta.
City are through already. City are through.
Oh, I
Uh,
feel sorry for Atalanta.
Well, you laugh. Atalanta are a good side.
They're not
They're
bad.
third in Serie A.
They're not bad, but I feel like if City don't
They
drop
lack the
them, I'd be
experience.
very surprised.
But third in Serie A, they can't be a bad side.
But we got twatted for first 2 games, did we not?
What, in the Champions League?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we lost.
I would be very shocked if City don't absolutely drub them. Like, very shocked.
They lost to Shakhtar Donetsk. Fair enough. And they... yeah, they've lost 4-0 to Dynamo Zagreb.
Isn't it? Wait, is it at home as well for City?
Yeah.
I feel sorry for them, to be honest.
They probably will get smashed.
Obviously, we were talking about Tottenham before, how they're out of sorts. They've got to go away to... they're at home to Red Star.
Yeah, that's not an easy game.
You know what I mean? I think it's... I honestly think the fact that they're at home might help them out. Well, will help them out a lot, obviously.
Well, I don't know. Will the fans get on their back a bit?
They're not that good of a side. I mean, we played them last year and we thrashed them at home. It was when we went away.
Yeah.
And I think, obviously, when they've got to go and play that return fixture, whenever it is, I'm sure it'll be in a couple of weeks.
I mean, will Tottenham's fans start getting on their back a bit, do you think, in that game?
Depends how the game goes. I think if they start out like they can do, then, they've got nothing to...
If it gets to half-time and it's 0-0, there's going to be some grumblings.
There really is. I mean, who else have they got in the group? They got
Olympiacos, but they lost to Red Star.
They got told to never come back against Bayern Munich. They told, like, honest to God, Serge Gnabry still tucking in them defenders to bed. You know what I mean? That was horrendous. Yeah. Proper violation. So they really need a win there. And then Olympiacos. Do you know what? They're a proper Champions League side, them, though.
Yeah, but then again,
they're
if
always in it.
Olympiacos didn't lose to Red Star, I think they'd be in for a big shout. But they slept up against Red Star.
I honestly, it's one of them where, like...
I think Tottenham could play absolutely shite in the Champions League and still scrape their way through.
That is not a hard... I mean, obviously, besides Bayern...
In second.
They should not struggle to get through that group. Yeah. Really shouldn't.
Who are Chelsea up against this week?
Away at Ajax.
That is a really tough game. I mean, wounded, it's not the week after.
They did a result as well after losing their first game.
I feel like that's going to be a really good game to watch, that.
Good football and sides.
Yeah, some really good football. In that.
So, shame it's not 2 weeks in advance.
Yeah, for the Route 1 football podcast trip to Amsterdam. Yeah, we're going away in 2 weeks, so we'll have to make some arrangements for how we're going to do the podcast that week.
Wounded, we could have done like a live show
there.
Yeah. Ajax fans and that.
Yeah, we were hoping that the Chelsea-Ajax game was that week, but Ajax are actually away at Chelsea that week. We're in Amsterdam.
Like, innit?
Yeah, and their supporters. Well, it might be a good atmosphere in the city because...
maybe get go to one of the fan zones or something.
Yeah, because the Ajax fans are banned. They're all, if you've seen... They're
going to the Leighton
Orient
game,
they're all going to the Leighton Orient match.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. I think that's all the English teams covered in the Champions League, isn't it?
I mean, it might be. I know, might be a little bit unrelated. Well, no, it is related. But bit random. But who do you see actually winning it this year?
I don't know. I think it's one of the most open years it's been.
It better not be City.
Yeah.
Do you think we could win it again, right?
No.
See, I was saying no, but then again, I said no the whole of last year. And look what happened. So, you never know.
I don't know.
I genuinely have no idea. I think this is the first year I went into watching the Champions League where I've been like, it's so open, like you said.
Yeah, I think City are the favourites.
Are they though?
I don't know why. Yeah. Every year I say it.
They say that no, but every year, I think for the past 2 or 3 years, they've come out in as favourites. They're so bad in the Champions League.
Pep can't get past the quarterfinals, can he?
I feel like, I mean, as much as like they probably, I mean,
on paper they should be the favourites because of how sort of consistent they are in the league.
But then it's two very different competitions, isn't it? Like we shown last year, it's like
Bayern have got to be up there. They absolutely
my bet's on Bayern.
Yeah,
it's been a while since they've won it, haven't they?
Yeah, but I still feel like they're building. Because that squad's very young now.
Well, who beat him? Was it you beat him?
Yeah, last year.
Yeah.
You tore him apart, really, didn't you?
They'll
be improved. They won't. That won't happen to them again. But
I just think they're still kind of trying to build again because obviously they were kind of at that end of the era with the likes of Ribery, Robben.
Yeah.
Right at the end of it, now they're about to bring in a load of new players. So, but no, I mean, is there any other big fixtures in this week's one, like big games? In terms of like some of maybe the European teams.
See who Barca and Real Madrid have got. I think Real Madrid are going to struggle. They've looked woeful, really.
Yeah, they really have.
There's definitely some problems there.
I mean,
away at Galatasaray, that's one that they won't be guaranteed to win.
I mean, for all the football hipsters out there, Madrid versus Leverkusen could be one.
Yeah, that might be a bad game to watch.
Yeah,
Inter Borussia Dortmund, that'll be a good game. Conte's Inter.
Can I just say, do you follow the Bayern Leverkusen Twitter account?
Oh, it's hilarious.
It's amazing. Like, whoever's the Twitter admin on that needs a proper pay rise.
Yeah, they do.
He's a great laugh, him.
Inter Dortmund, that's one I'd want to watch.
Football hipster games, these. Benfica Lyon as well.
Yeah.
Two big sides, like, might not be the best teams now, but two big sides.
Evenly matched sides.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean...
Yeah, I think we should talk about the Europa League.
Are you sure you want to?
Partisan?
Yeah, the big one. Yeah, away at Partizan Belgrade. That won't be an easy place to go.
How strong do you think Olly's going to go for that?
He plays the youth in them sort of games. I can see.
You excited to see Greenwood in that one?
Yeah, Greenwood will start 100%. Yeah. If he doesn't, I'd be livid.
Do you think Chong will?
Chong will probably start, and potentially Gomez as well. But Gomez, I think Greenwood's first choice, then it's Chong. This is because he plays Greenwood out wide a lot.
Yeah.
Greenwood's his first choice, then Chong, and then Gomez doesn't get on the bench quite a lot.
Yeah.
And I can think there's been some talk about him leaving on loan in January, which could do him good.
Who was the lad that got brought on towards the end of the Liverpool
Brandon
game?
Williams.
Who is that?
He's
did
a
you see
left
the
back.
video emerged before the game?
Nah.
Every United fan was calling for him to start. There's like a 10-second clip of him in an under-21 match. It wasn't much to go off. Like, I don't think he warranted the start over it, but he looked very tricky.
He's a good player. He played against.
He's a left back, isn't he?
Alkmaar.
Yeah.
He played against Alkmaar. I think he's right-footed. He plays left back, and he's very good going forward. And obviously, a little bit more suspect defensively. Obviously, he's only young and he can
was
learn.
one of them where, like, he came on and I was like, who is this?
Yeah, he's another. He's
Proper
18, I think.
Christ.
But he could be a good. It could be a good backup to Shaw. I'd rather have him than Ashley Young. To be honest, like, obviously if he gets a bit more playing time, he gets a bit more experience. But he definitely does look like a good player going forward, which is what we need.
Well,
really.
I mean, while on the subject of United, I kind of want your opinion on what do you think they really need. Like, where do you see this going? The rest of the season.
The rest of the season, we need a striker. I sort of stuck up for Solskjaer a bit in the summer window, not replacing Lukaku, because we had Martial, Rashford, Greenwood, who I want all of them to get game time, but the way it's going,
Do you think
Rashford, I don't think he should play down the middle. He should play, if he could play in a front two like he did against Liverpool, or on the left, but the way Solskjaer normally sets up is with one striker, and that's got to be Martial, and we need a backup to him.
Do you think you'll get a striker in January?
Yeah, I can really see it being Mandzukic.
Really?
Are you happy with Mandzukic?
Not really.
Short
term, I wish we could literally sign him on a 6-month deal to the end of the season.
Yeah, then again, like, who are you going to get a permanent striker in January?
So if you don't think
gonna be
Mandzukic is the long-term kind of, obviously he's only a stopgap kind of thing, like more like, you know, when you brought in Zlatan.
Yeah.
Who is the answer then for that main striker? Do you think Martial's the goal long-term?
Well, I think this is his season to prove himself. He's got to stay fit, and if he kicks on now, he's back from injury. If he kicks on and makes himself the man, he's got the number 9 shirt back. If he makes himself United's first choice striker, then he's our man, and we sign a backup striker in the summer.
Would you want someone experienced, or would you want another youngster?
See, I don't know. I'd quite like another young one, because Martial's getting to that age. He's 24, 25.
Yeah.
23, 24, is he?
Would you
he's got to kick on now and be a first choice player. He's not a young player anymore. He is United's first choice striker. So we could potentially bring in someone young like Moussa Dembele, who've been linked to a lot.
From Lyon, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously you just talk a lot about Greenwood.
Yeah.
Would you say he's more of a winger, or would you want him maybe?
Well, he can play anywhere. He can play anywhere across the front three. I think he definitely can play down the middle.
Would you not want maybe him being as Martial's kind of backup if you were looking like a youngster?
Yeah, but then that's sort of the predicament we're in now, though, isn't it? Like, we've got Greenwood, we've got Martial.
I'm more talking if Martial obviously goes and proves himself.
Yeah, I'd have Martial first and Greenwood as backup and sort of
and obviously you got
ease him in
Rashford as well,
gently
and then
Rashford
James
on the
as well.
left.
But
Yeah, it's a tricky one. It is hard because we've got so much quality in our youth, but we need players now. They're going to be the players we need in 3 years' time.
Do you think it's worth maybe giving them that time? Like, obviously, giving them more game time, prioritising, developing the youth and having like a longer term goal rather than kind of getting some stopgaps in now and kind of maybe hindering their development?
That's what I mean. I don't think we can do it all over the pitch. I just think striker, we can't afford to be playing Jesse Lingard up front, which we were for a half against West Ham. That is ridiculous. So when there's someone like Mandzukic who's very experienced, we haven't got much experience in our squad, really. Yeah. Like, no old head that's won things. Who's even, like, in our squad? Ashley Young's probably the only one.
Pogba, maybe. I mean, you can count Pogba that he's won.
He's won stuff, but he's still not... I wouldn't say he's an experienced
De Gea,
head.
maybe?
De Gea, yeah. De Gea and Young are really the only ones.
And Matic?
Yeah, Matic. He's just not even in and around the squad anymore, really.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think bringing someone like Mandzukic in January would probably benefit us, just so we've got that security that we've got another striker if Martial is injured.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he's just going to play the youth against Partizan. I want to see James Garner get some more game time, the holding midfielder. So he's too good for under 23s. He's just running the show there. And I think if he gets a start, he always gets on the bench and gets 10 minutes, but that's useless, really. He needs a full game.
I've never understood that concept of giving a player, like a young player, 10 minutes.
Yeah, surely it's more beneficial to get a full game or a full game for under 23s rather than 10 minutes at the end.
I wouldn't say it for the under 23s, because the quality of football, like the difference in the level of football between that.
Yeah, but if you're a young player, would you not rather play for the under 23s rather than 5 minutes at the end of a Premier League game?
I mean, I can understand why, obviously kind of getting them into the feel of, coming on, but it kind of looks pointless to me, I think.
I get being in and around the squad, that's good. Like,
I think to be on for like 5-10 minutes.
You can't do that week in, week out.
I know Phil Foden at City. You see him come on.
He needs to leave, man. He
just won't though, because he's a City through and through.
Unless the plan is that obviously next season Silva's going to be gone and he's going to come in and replace David Silva.
That's what I can see happening.
But then it's like, is he City have got that option to just go and be like, do you know what? Fuck him. We don't really need him right now. We can go and get I think someone else.
I don't think Pep will let that happen. He rates him so highly. He definitely is said to him, "You are replacing Silva when he leaves," and that's why he's sticking around.
Yeah, I think Phil Foden next year is his year.
Possibly.
Arsenal youngsters as well. They're playing in Europa League. And
they've got a lot of good young players.
Saka.
I really like Smith Rowe.
Smith Rowe's another one.
Yeah.
See,
Joe Willock, is it?
Yeah. Joe Willock is a player. He scored against who did they beat? The Germans, like Frankfurt. I'm just trying to look for Arsenal's game here.
It's against Vitor Guimaraes,
Yeah, they beat Frankfurt the other week, and all their youngsters, like Willock scored. I think did Saka score, or he just had a very good, had a very good game, Saka. But yeah, he got booked for diving at the weekend. Though, did you see that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
probably was a dive.
I don't know. I think there was contact there.
It's one of them where it's harsh to book you for diving, but it's not a penalty.
My thing is, I think if there's contact, then they've not, because I don't even think he claimed
but
it.
He was going. Yeah, he did. He was going down, and there's a slight bit of contact as he's going down, but it's not a penalty.
I don't think it's a penalty, but I think if there's contact, I don't think you should book him for diving. I think if it's a blatant, if it's simulation, then yeah. But
anyway, Arsenal, they should win that comfortably. Really,
I think they'll play the kids again as well.
They'll play the kids, yeah. I can't see it being any other than an Arsenal win there.
Obviously, then Wolves as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Wolves.
Yeah, I think everyone has, to be honest.
Who are they playing? Away at Slovan Bratislava. I always just assume, as soon as I see a name like that, I assume it's going to be a rowdy away game. I assume it's going to be a bit of a volatile atmosphere.
Do you know what? I'd honestly, for them, I'd be more worried. I'd be less worried about how that game goes and more about how it's going to impact the following weekend.
Yeah.
Because it's an away trip there. I mean, where are they from?
Slovenia, Slovakia, one of them.
Bratislava, where's that?
They must be Eastern Europe.
Slovenia, Slovakia.
That's a long away trip, that. Yeah. And obviously, coming back on playing Thursday, Sunday is never easy, but I mean, it's even worse when you're away.
Yeah.
Who have they got in the league next week?
Have a look. It's just,
Newcastle away.
Newcastle away. See, that's not going to be. That's the sort of game they could quite easily lose if they're not on form. And it's happened to Burnley.
As bad as Newcastle have been,
and now it's happening to Wolves. The Europa League effects.
Do you think they'll go for the group?
Wolves.
Yeah.
They lost for first game, didn't they? Braga at home.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like...
Hope they do.
Yeah, I hope they do. It's just like it's not an easy group, really. Sporting Braga.
How Besiktas?
For Wolves, it's not Besiktas. Yeah, I'd think that group would be the other way up, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's Slovan Bratislava first, Sporting Braga second, Wolves third, Besiktas fourth.
How Besiktas have been the whipping boys so far.
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah, it's just one of them Europa League, a long old journey to the final. Imagine Wolves win it though, Champions League.
That would be. Mad.
If you're a Wolves fan, you'd take finishing 11th this year and winning the Europa League, wouldn't you?
I'd take a relegation and win for Europa League if I was a Wolves fan. Shut up, Aids League.
Not being funny though.
If it gets to sort of January and Wolves are mid-table, nowhere near the Europa League spots, if you're Nuno, would you invest all your resources into the Europa League?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look at them though and I'm like, if they don't keep where they are right now, how many of them players are going to stay? Because I look at it, it's like Ruben Neves. He was playing Champions League football when he was like 18, 19, and he's still a class player.
Ruben Neves is one I could see leaving, but other than that,
Jimenez maybe might go.
I don't know.
I love Jimenez now, but do you see him where else can he go?
Could you see like a big club sign? Like, would United go in for Jimenez?
I think clubs that are slightly.
I've got a little call for you, Ryan. Kane leaves Tottenham because they're going to a shit show. Jimenez to Tottenham. That's the sort of striker like there. Yeah. Or an Everton. I can imagine Everton.
I was genuinely going to say Everton.
Like they're not quite. He's not quite a top tier.
Would Jimenez leave Wolves for Everton?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think.
Everton have got a lot of money now.
But so do Wolves.
But that's what I'm saying. It's more a case of if they don't maintain where they are.
Yeah, if they were to slip down and become sort of
even the likes of some of the defenders as well. I mean, Cody will stay, but likes of Bolly, people might be looking at him.
If Wolves slip down and become sort of a Watford, like a mid to low table Premier League side, then they'd think about leaving to a Tottenham or an Everton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Do you want to move on to
anything else anyone wants to say? Oh, we'll touch on a little bit of the sports news this week, or football news today that's come out. Jamie Carragher's apologised to Patrice Evra after the T-shirts that all the Liverpool players wore following Suarez's racial abuse of Patrice Evra.
Do you know, looking from the outside in, what were you thinking when all the Liverpool, the whole of the football club was so behind him?
What was I thinking?
Yeah, because obviously me and Ryan are obviously fans of the football club, so we have a very different perspective. But I kind of am interested to kind of think what you, because it must have been odd as fuck.
Yeah. Well, I was only 12 at the time, but I remember still thinking
Is it that long ago?
Yeah, it's 2011.
Christ.
I remember thinking that was weird, but I don't know, because I was a bit young to realise how bad it was. I just sort of thought, I remember thinking, Liverpool, they support Liverpool, they like Liverpool players, they stick up for Liverpool players. I'm United fan, I stick up for United players. Obviously, I'm going to be on Evra's side. Obviously, they're going to be on Suarez's side. But you look back on it now, it makes you cringe. You think, that is so bad.
The fact that all the players were so behind him, and Dalglish as well was coming out in interviews and being so supportive of him, and it was like,
I think if something like that happened now, there'd be a lot more uproar.
Oh, especially the way the climate is now with, that Belgrade game. Imagine this came just after that or around that.
Yeah, imagine.
Not Belgrade, sorry.
Bulgaria.
Bulgaria, sorry. Yeah.
Imagine. Hypothetically speaking, but imagine if the Bulgaria players turn up to the next national game with a picture of all their fans on their T-shirt. It's that outrageous, really, isn't it?
I think at the time, though, because it wasn't proven, I think that's why it was. I think that was why it might not have been as big of a thing. Because I feel like there's no way if it had come out and it was proven and he'd admitted it. I think. But
still, if there's
don't get me wrong, I think it's stupid looking back on how they supported him.
Even if there's that suggestion that there's been racism, you wouldn't go out and wear T-shirts.
You shouldn't do anyway.
Him. So I think it's good that Carragher's apologised, but
God, Carragher was still playing at that point as well.
Yeah, because that was horrendous, really. And more sort of good news in the fight against racism in football. 3 Chelsea fans have faced lifetime bans for racially abusing
As
a
they fucking
supporter.
should.
Definitely.
As they fucking should.
I
there was even stuff. I mean, there was some of it in the United game as well. Apparently,
it's just there's just more and more coming out. Do you know what I think? It's a weird way of looking at it, but I think the more racism there is, the more it grows. Like people, I think it's fucked up the way people work, or way stupid people's brains work. But I think they see that racism gets a reaction, and when they come to games, they want a reaction. So that's what they say to get. They know it's going to cause a problem, so that's why they do it.
yeah.
Like they want to.
Yeah, it's like those Inter fans said. Obviously, shouldn't have said it. And it's not right. But mind he said about Lukaku.
That's the
He
most
wrote letters.
baffling thing.
Yeah, if he wrote a letter saying like for not being racist, if he just
The-
they know it like gets to the player, so that's why they do
But
it.
like, how is that an excuse? Like,
It's not.
It's not an excuse, but it's touching what Augie said. It's like that's I don't know.
no, because I think wasn't the letter saying something along the lines of, yeah, it's not that bad. It might be racist,
Nah,
but it's not that.
yeah,
kind
they
of along
want-
them lines.
They literally wanted to say like it's not us being racist. It's just our way of like getting to the player.
We're not
That's
racist.
right,
We're
no.
just making monkey.
I just think
chants
like
at
they're sort of sat
Yeah.
there, even at that Haringey-Borough game in the FA Cup. I think there's just stupid people just sat there thinking, what is the best way I can get? What is the worst possible thing I could say to this player? And they think, oh, there's been racism in the news. Everyone says racism is really bad. Let's be racist. Like they're just it's just ridiculous.
Stupid people. I mean, I definitely. It's so good to see how hard they're clamping down on it now, though.
Yeah.
But I think, honestly, I think they could even take more action.
Oh
to
yeah,
be
sorry, I
honest.
missed that. Yeah.
Yeah.
United should
got,
say United fan banned indefinitely for
Yeah.
racially abusing Liverpool player.
As they should be, though. I feel like if you get, it's not even if you get caught. Obviously, like you have to catch them to do it. But if you're seen to be doing that,
Yeah. Well, to
then
fair,
it's like how there should be no other option. It shouldn't be like the whole 3-strike rule. It's so good that they're not even doing that with the fans. It's just kind of saying to them, look, like if you are racist, that's you done.
Well, you might be right. Maybe I'm sort of more wrong on this one, in that maybe it's they're clamping. The real thing is they're clamping down more, and more people just getting arrested, and that's why we're hearing about it.
Possibly.
And in reality, it's always been happening. So maybe
I think, like you said, now
maybe it's 6-1 half a dozen the other.
I think now, honestly, players are probably just sick of it because it's always gone on.
Yeah.
I mean, even back, 80s, 70s, like it was really bad then. It probably got less attention over the last 15, 20 years or so. But, I mean, it's so good now, like how they are properly just being like, do you know what, this ain't on.
Yeah.
Is it sickening? How,
Yes.
no person, doesn't matter what profession you're in, how much money you're earning, should be subject to that abuse. It's pathetic. And it's just people that have got no kind of intelligence, in terms of they've run out of stuff to say. So it's like, well, how can I get a reaction?
Anyway,
Baffling.
shall we move on to our predictions, Ryan?
Yeah.
Next
Final
time.
segment of the week. Picked out another five games.
Are we going to have a look back on last week's predictions?
Well, basically,
Can we not? I made some bold predictions last week and they did not come true. What was I to predict the United game? 4-1.
4-1.
How wrong I was.
Well, yeah. Basically, Olly got 2 results right, as in predicted the right team to win, and then 1 perfect score in the United Liverpool match,
Thank you.
and 1-1. And then me and you, Jake, we both got 2 correct scores, but no perfect results.
How do you mean 2 correct scores?
Like, as in, we both predicted Chelsea and City to win.
Oh, okay.
But so we got a point each.
Do you know what really annoyed me? The fact that I think I predicted West Ham to win 2-0 and they lost 2-0.
Yeah.
Proper reverse, but
No points for that, I'm afraid. No points for
I'm
that.
in it.
So yeah, Augie took that right this week's result. So 1-0 him. So it's a chance for us to.
I mean, at least he
Get
redeemed
back in.
himself a bit for the quiz, didn't he?
What would you rather win at the end of the year? Predictions or quiz?
Honestly, quiz.
Ah, yeah, quiz. I'm
Yeah,
going to say.
same.
Yeah.
I'd say quiz.
But saying that, I still want to win predictions.
Go on.
Well, we'll see. We'll see, won't we?
Right, first game of weekend we've picked out. Me and Augie picked out a few earlier on. Prepared for this week. Newcastle Wolves.
I'll let you take this one first, though. Newcastle at home, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm gonna go all out. 2-0 Newcastle. I think Wolves are gonna have a Europa League hangover. Newcastle are gonna have gained a bit of confidence from fighting against Chelsea. Obviously, didn't get a good result, but I think they're starting to buy into Steve Bruce a little bit, and he could keep him in the league. So 2-0 Newcastle.
I'd agree with that sentiment. I think I'm going to say 1-0 Newcastle. I think they will win, but I just don't see them scoring. I don't think they got the firepower to score more than 1 goal, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm going for 1-1. I wrote down this result before you mentioned for European hangover, and it's got me thinking but I don't know. I think Wales have improved a little bit, so I think we'll get a draw. No winners in that one. Well, next up, Watford Bournemouth, and I've went for 2-1 Watford. I think this is going to be the game if we get for first win.
Watford at home.
Yeah, for two good. You get a few sides in the years who.
Wait, right? Who are at home?
Watford.
What?
Vicarage Road. Shut up. Watford.
Shut up, man. Well, yeah, I think they have too good a side. They need to start improving, and I think now is the time for you to improve. Watford.
2-1.
Yeah, 2-1.
I might agree with you.
You would, wouldn't you?
So you get your
I
own
think
fucking
2-1.
opinion on. So wait, who are Watford playing?
Bournemouth.
No, listen.
Bournemouth.
I was too kind of obsessed with how you said Watford. Watford at home. Okay, I'd probably go 2-1 Bournemouth. I just think
Interesting.
I don't know. I think
Do you want to explain your thoughts behind that?
I just think they're a better side. I think Watford at the minute, they're not. I don't know. They don't strike me as threatening whatsoever.
I don't know. I feel like I've not got the stats, but I feel like Bournemouth aren't very good away from home.
They're not, but I think Watford aren't much. I just think the way they're playing at the minute is pretty woeful.
Yeah, but they've got a new manager, and I think he's not added an easy game to really yet to turn a team over and get a win.
I still think Bournemouth might nick something.
Next game.
Southampton, Leicester.
God, these are some dead games.
I think we did.
It's a proper dead week, though.
Yeah, we picked these games because I feel like we didn't touch on a lot of these teams last week. We didn't speak about Bournemouth, didn't speak about Watford.
It's a proper, there's no big. Well, I mean, there's no real, apart from maybe Liverpool Tottenham, there's no real
Yeah,
big,
we've
big
got
games.
Liverpool Tottenham.
Yeah.
I'm going 3-2 Leicester.
Yeah, we did pick out these results to talk about them, but then again, we have spoken about Leicester earlier on and Wolves, obviously. But those are reasons for the dead games. What are you going for, Olly? Sorry?
3-2 Leicester.
3-2. I'm going for a 1-1 draw.
I think 3-0 Leicester, sorry.
I just think Southampton have improved a bit. They've got a goal in them. I like the way they press could cause Leicester a couple of problems. And I think Leicester aren't amazing defensively. They're good going forward. And I think they're just going to have to outscore Southampton.
Danny Ings to get on the score sheet?
Yeah, Danny Ings on the score sheet.
I'll give you a bonus point if that happens.
Thanks.
Why not?
You're so generous.
Write that down so we don't forget. That's triple bonus points for me because he's in my fantasy team.
I just think, Leicester got too much for him. I think, I reckon they could cause some problems, but I mean, I don't know. I think if Danny Ings doesn't have a good game, they don't score.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like they are very reliant on him. And he's not even, a proven goal scorer either. Every now and again he'll hit a purple patch, but yeah.
Next game.
Norwich United. I'm going for 2-1 United. I think this will be the game they finally. I think Watford will finally win and United will finally win away from home.
I'm going 3-0 United.
Oh.
Confident. I think with Martial back, something's just gonna click a bit. We're going to take a little bit of confidence from how we played against Liverpool. Something good's going to happen. We're going to win in midweek. And,
I think 2-0 United.
So we all predict United. Sure, Norwich are in bad form as well.
Yeah.
But then again, if they can get a source, if they beat City at home.
Yeah, they're good side of
No, they can. But I just think the way that United...
I think United are going to get an early goal and Norwich's heads are going to go down.
I honestly think the way that United played against Liverpool gave them a lot of confidence, like you said, all. And it's just
I've got a little point of you. Ben Godfrey, former York City centre-back, he's injured.
He's injured?
He's been captaining him recently, and he tweeted that he's going to be all right, but I feel like he's not going to play against United.
I just think the way that you played against us will give you a lot of kind of confidence going into that game. So, and obviously, like you said, Norwich are not playing too great at the minute.
I said 2-1, Jamal Lewis will score for
Jamal Lewis.
I'll get a bonus point if that happens.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
And our final game, the big one of the week, Liverpool and Spurs. What do we say?
I honestly I'm going to go bold again. It didn't work out last time. I'm going to go 4-1 Liverpool.
You're fond of your 4-1s Liverpool?
I just think, honestly, whenever we play Tottenham, especially at home, we tend to blow them away anyway. And the form they're in.
Last season, though, beat them by the skin of our teeth.
We did, but they were also playing pretty good at football at that point. I think normally when they come to Anfield, I think it's a different story when they're at home. Maybe not, but I don't know.
We've had a good record against them recently.
We have.
In the last couple of years.
Obviously, you'll have Salah back at that. We'll have Salah back at that point. You know, hopefully he fires a few home against Genk midweek. I honestly think, depending on, I think if we put a few past Genk in midweek, those players will be so up for it, especially after the weekend's result as well. And I think, yeah, I look at the way Tottenham are playing at the minute, and it is abysmal. I'm just like, well, I think this is the kind of game where we need to come back and make a statement.
Yeah.
How City did against Norwich, you know, we shouldn't be happy that we've just drew with United.
This is the 4:30 kick-off again on Sunday as well, so it'll be after City's result.
Yeah, I think
there could be 3 points. Yeah, there'll be 3 points. 3 points probably.
As much as I'm predicting it, I don't think it's as much as I'm predicting. Rather, I'm hoping. I'm expecting a kind of a reaction. So yeah, I'd say 4-1 Liverpool.
What are you saying, Ollie?
I don't know. I really just want you to slip up in this game. So I went with my with hope over expectations last week for the Liverpool game. I'm going to do it again.
It worked for you last time.
I feel like this is going to be a running theme.
And I'm going to say 1-1. I'm going to say you're going to go 1-up, and you're just not going to be able to score again. And then Tottenham are going to score a jammy goal in the second half. Some scuffed Eric Lamela right-footed 25-yarder gets deflected in. And yeah, and you just can't see out the game, and your heads are going to go, and that'll be your bottle of the league for yet another year.
I have a feeling, honestly, a random shout, I feel like Sissoko is going to score for Tottenham in that football.
Yeah, that's the sort of player that'll score.
Right.
It will be.
Jake gets a bonus point if he scores. Who's yours, Hoggy? Ings,
yeah.
Ours is quite rogue. You going for Ings?
Yeah,
Sure you don't want to say Vestergaard or someone?
Oh
no, we'll let you
I
have
don't.
Ings.
No,
We'll
I
let you
don't.
have Ings.
I don't actually.
Jan Valery.
Scored a world against United.
He did, you know.
Well, I'm going to go for 3-2 Liverpool. I think there's going to be goals in it.
Really?
Yeah.
My
other predictions have been boring. They've been like 1-1, 2-1. I have to get one out for a shout. So 3-2 Liverpool, and yeah, hopefully, like you said, Jake, Mo Salah or Sadio Mane grabs a few midweek, get for confidence back for a week. It's must win. We need to be beating.
I don't even think it's must win. I think, like I said, I think we need to come back and make a statement.
Yeah, but what about for Spurs? This is the type of games they need to, especially because they're in bad form. What a chance for them to get back in form.
I think if we really want to push through this title charge, this is the kind of game where it's like, I mean, they might not be rivals right now, but you know, this is a team that we played in the Champions League final last year. They've been up and around the top 4, competing for the league over the last couple of years as well. If we go and put a fair few goals past them and dominate them, I think that really will send the message to City to kind of be like...
City, of course, drop points to them at home as well.
Exactly. So I think that would really send the message. And I think... I mean, even if we just win, it's
I'll take a win.
1-0,
90th minute for Tongan own goal, I'll take it. Bit like last year, Salah's scruffy goal that went in off for Tongan, it might have been. It's brilliant, loved it.
Do you know what? That's the best way to win a football game, in my opinion. Scruffy last minute goal. Like I said, Divock Origi last year against Everton. Best way to win a football game ever. Well,
right, anyone got anything else left to say? Any other thoughts before the weekend, before the Champions League?
I'm more just thinking, anyone got anything planned for the next couple of days to do with football?
No.
I'll be watching this Liverpool game, doing a match report on it. So I'll be looking.
Yeah, check out Mersey.
Yeah, I'm doing another match report on Marine, but unfortunately they're away from home, so I've just got to go off their Twitter.
Yeah,
they're not making sharp on.
Got to do a grassroots piece.
So
that should be nice and fun. But yeah, like I said, plug Mersey Sports Live.
Yeah, Mersey Sport Live. We're now the Route 1 podcast is now on SoundCloud and on iTunes. So hopefully we'll get a link in the description of the YouTube video. so you can all follow it on there.
Listen to it on the go.
Try and get it grown a bit more.
Give us a wee share on Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah, share. Tell your mum, tell your sister, tell your nan, tell your dog. And, we'll should be back this time next week for another podcast when Liverpool have bottled the league.
Yeah.
So thanks for listening.
Be me hosting the quiz, won't it, next week?
Yeah, with Jake hosting the
Christ,
quiz.
there we go.
So we'll see you all next week.
All right. Peace.
Bye.